Hello and welcome to SGPN's The Daily Dog. I'm your host, Britton Hess. I'm here with my favorite Underdog Fantasy Pick and Plays for Wednesday, February 26, 2025. If you're new to Underdog Fantasy, sign up with the promo code DailyDog, DAILYDOG. That's one word at UnderdogFantasy.com or on the Underdog Fantasy app. Get a $1,000 deposit match bonus when you deposit $2,000. It's a 50% bonus, so you don't have to deposit $2,000. You can deposit $10 and get 5 for free. You can deposit 20, get 10 for free, 100 and get 50 for free, whatever you want, all the way up to $2,000. With that promo code DailyDog, best deposit bonus out there. Might as well support a smaller channel like this one and give me that referral. Sorry, got to adjust my chair. I'm sitting a little low here. All right, there we go. So yesterday was pretty good. We hit a bunch of slips. I hit a nice lotto flex at the end of the last one I gave out on the show yesterday. Hit a college hoops play. So just a lot of good stuff happening yesterday. Let's keep it going. Oh, by the way, the $5 challenge, if you're following me on social media, whether it's on my Twitter at Britton Hess or @JustWin_Sports on TikTok or Just Win Sports on Instagram or on the Just Win Sports YouTube as well, I'm giving out the $5 daily fantasy challenge. Basically doing $5 slips or $5 entries most days, sometimes more depending on what the promos are and if we can get them for free. But we're up to $135 on that. You take advantage of the promos on the pick'em sites, take advantage of the bonuses when they offer them, deposit bonuses you can get for moving money around. You can get, boosts for players and stuff like that. Slow and steady wins the race. I give out a lot of entries on here. I don't recommend that you put your entire bankroll on my, on my show every single day because, we have days where we don't hit anything. We have days where we hit basically everything. It's up and down. So you got to be responsible with your bankroll. And I'm a high volume player. So, make sure you're not overextending yourself. And then as far as, if you just want to play conservatively and slowly build up with Daily Dog, slowly build up on the fantasy pick'em sites, check out the $5 challenge. Because as I said, it's $5 entries. I limit myself to make them really small because I want to make that as accessible as possible. And, $10 initial investment in that. And we're up to $135 after 18 days. We're going to keep on going. Let's try to get that thing up to 1,000 or more. It's slow and steady. As I said, wins a race. It's not about getting that 150 to 1 slip that you hit 3 years ago that that you pinned to the top of your Twitter profile. It is about trying to make some cash. Okay, I've spent a lot of time talking about stuff that's not my picks for today, and now I'm behind. So let's get into it. For today, NBA number 1, RJ Barrett, higher 1.5 3-pointers made. He shot a bunch yesterday. He only hit 1 3-pointer. I'm going back to the well here with RJ Barrett as the Raptors, travel from home. Now they're on the road here, going up against the Indiana Pacers. The Pacers are obviously push a pace. I think that, the Raptors could be laying an egg here, but I think they'll still be competitive, at least more competitive than I think than you would expect. I think Barrett is going to hit 1.5 3-pointers here. Then we go with Walker Kessler, higher than 12.5 boards. He's had some time off. He should be fresh. A lot of guys love to get shots up for the Kings who are going to Utah for this game. A lot of shots means a lot of missed shots most of the time. Kessler, higher than 12.5 rebounds. This guy is a board machine. He can score a little bit. He takes a ton of high percentage shots, but it's just not always part of the game plan for him to be hitting shots up. So boards is a little bit more consistent for him. 3.24x for those two guys together. Next, we are going to go to another NBA entry. We're going to go with Cade Cunningham, higher than 2.5 3-pointers made. He's done this in 2 consecutive games. Cade Cunningham has just been, he's a star in this league. I know that, I use him all the time because I think he's a little undervalued. People don't realize just how good this guy is. But I like Cade Cunningham, higher than 2.5 3-pointers made, and you are getting a slight bonus on that one. Then pairing it with Tyrese Haliburton, higher than 32.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Tyrese Haliburton is a guy who can get into the 20 scoring, can get 10, 12, 15 assists, and then get a couple boards to round it out. So I think that we're going to be pushing this number quite easily with Haliburton. I mean, just his rebound number, his projection is like 4. His assist projection is like 10, and his points is 29. So, you're getting a little bit of value on 32.5 if he's, to hit those numbers. Or exceed those numbers at all. So higher than 32.5 points, rebounds, assists for Tyrese Haliburton. 3.15x multiplier on that one with Cade Cunningham, higher than 2.5 3-pointers made. NHL number 1, Linus Ullmark, higher than 2.5 goals allowed in this game for Ottawa. I just think the Jets are extremely good and they can score on anyone. Ullmark is not having, a banner season by any means. So give me Linus Ullmark higher than 2.5 goals allowed there. And then I'm a broken record, but I'm always playing Anze Kopitar higher than 0.5 assists. This is a 3.12x multiplier. I just think that the Kings are in a good spot to get the win here against the Canucks. Their offense is clicking, 5 goals in consecutive games for the Kings, which is huge for them because they had such terrible go at getting goals for a while there. So that is the first NHL entry, 3.12x. Linus Ullmark higher than 2.5 goals against. He is the goalie for the Senators, and Anze Kopitar higher than 0.5 assists. Then going with another, in NHL entry number 2, we're going with another LA King, and we're going to take an assist entry or assist pick here. Quinton Byfield higher than 0.5 assists. He had 4 assists in the last game. He's had assists in all but 2 games in February. He's got, 9, 10, 11, something like that assists so far this month. He has just, been becoming a really productive guy on the stat sheet, especially when it comes to getting helpers. Obviously, you know how hockey assists work, where you get, there's 2 assists basically on every goal. So give me Quinton Byfield higher than 0.5 assists. You get a really nice 1.46x multiplier on that one. And then we're going to go Mackenzie Blackwood higher than 2.5 goals against. He is the goalie for the Colorado Avalanche. Don't love Mackenzie Blackwood. He's just kind of been a dud. He's had some okay games, but a high offense team like the Devils coming to town, I think they're going to be able to get 3 on the road here against the Colorado Avalanche. This is a 4.38x multiplier. All right, let's go to college basketball number 1. As I said, we hit one of these yesterday, and we were half a point from hitting 2 yesterday as well. So number 1, Ian Schieffelin of the Clemson Tigers higher than 10.5 points as Notre Dame comes to town. Hope it's not a blowout. Hope he just takes the easy buckets under the rim and gets this thing, maybe knocks down a 3 or 2 to help us get over this number. Then Johni Broome of Auburn higher than 12.5 rebounds. Everybody wants to target Broome's points. I don't blame you, but 20.5 is tough in a college game, especially in a game where they're slated to have a blowout. Broome is very consistent though from the board perspective. I mean, he gets high double digits or high teens quite often. So Johni Broome higher than 12.5 rebounds. Ian Schieffelin higher than 10.5 points, 2.82x multiplier. College basketball number 2, Wade Taylor, best player on Texas A&M. Wade Taylor the 4th, higher than 16.5 points as Vandy comes to town. I like Vandy at home, not on the road. I think A&M is going to be able to score quite a bit here. Ryan Kalkbrenner higher than 8.5 rebounds against DePaul. I just don't think DePaul has anyone who can manage the 7-footer under the rim, getting those boards. So Ryan Kalkbrenner higher than 8.5 rebounds. Wade Taylor higher than 16.5 points, 3x multiplier. Tennis number 1, Elina Avanesyan higher than 21.5 games played. I think she wins this match, but she just plays long matches all the time, plays 3 sets all the time. Frances Tiafoe higher than 22.5 games played against Alejandro Davidovich Fekina. Fekina is another guy like kind of Avanesyan. He just finds his way into 3-set matches all the time. So higher than 22.5 games played for Tiafoe, higher than 21.5 games played for Elina Avanesyan, 3x multiplier. Tennis number 2, we're going to go with Alexander Zverev, higher than 21.5 games played against young Lerner Tien. Zverev didn't look too good so far this tournament. Lerner Tien is a guy who is going to be frustrating, and he's a guy who might lose a set 6-1 and then force a 3rd set anyway. It's just he's a young player who is hard to get out of there. And again, Zverev, not necessarily the top form right now. Then we're going to go with Thomas Machak, lower than 0.5 sets lost. I love Machak. He can be a dominant player when when things are clicking for him. I think they're going to click for him against Daniel Altmaier. Daniel Altmaier, and not my favorite player. That's all I'll say. 3x multiplier on that one. Lotto number 1, Jalen Brunson higher than 2.5 3-pointers made. Hopefully he gets this done in the first half because it could be a blowout. RJ Barrett higher than 2.5 3-pointers made. So we're just adding on to the 1.5 3-pointers we had in our other entry. But again, I think that this is a game where he's going to feel the need to shoot a lot from deep. And hopefully he can make 3 3-pointers here. He's perfectly capable of doing this. We've just got to get the shooting volume to make it happen. Then Kyle Connor, higher than 0.5 goals. Hopefully he gets one of those goals we need against Linus Ullmark. 16.42x multiplier. Or if you flex it, 8.21x/2.34x if it goes 2 out of 3. Lotto number 2, we're going to go Jordan Poole, higher than 3.5 3-pointers made. Wizards are playing all right now. Jordan Poole can obviously be deadly from 3 if he's hot. Higher than 3.5 3-pointers made for Jordan Poole. Then we're going to go Grady Dick, higher than 2.5 3-pointers made. Similar story to RJ Barrett. He shot a lot of volume of 3s yesterday. It wasn't the most efficient day for the whole team. I expect the Raptors to rebound a little bit from, they shot like 15% from the arc yesterday. So a little bit of an improvement can go a long way for this team. And then Cale Makar higher than 0.5 goals for the Avs as they host the Devils. I hope we get a high-scoring game there, and I hope Makar is involved scoring. 18.15x multiplier if it goes 3 for 3. If it goes, if you flex it, 9.07x or 2.58x if it goes 2 for 3. All right, that's all I got for you today. Good luck on your entries, and let's make some money.